by Diane. Today we're going to go across the ocean to Greece. We're going to work with the Greek block. Come along and let's get busy quilting. This is the quilt pattern I have designed for us today. It is the same block colored differently in the alternating blocks. It's the same exact block. But one time we have the dark green in the center and the red on the outside, and the next block we have the red in the center and the green on the outside. This will make our quilt look busy, but it's a lot easier to construct. So we'll get busy now. Before we start cutting, let's find out some of our dimensions for this quilt. This overall quilt will be 70 inches by 88 inches. It is 3 blocks across and 4 down. On our blocks, this center square is going to be a finished 6 inches. So we'll cut a 6.5 inch strip and cut our blocks from that. The strips on the side, the 2 pieces, we're going to cut a 3.5 inch strip of the floral and a 3.5 inch strip of the light, sew them together, and then cut our sections out for our quilt. On our corner pieces here, we're going to cut a 6.5 inch strip and use that nice little ruler that I've taught you about in the past that cuts half square triangles out of the same width strip as you cut your blocks. So we will still only need a 6.5 inch strip, but we'll use that special triangle ruler and cut these halves, and when we sew them together they will be a finished 6 inches. So let's get our fabric ready. These are the fabrics I have chosen for my quilt today, my quilt top. I picked a floral and then I went backwards from that to pick out the colors that go with it. If you have trouble picking out colors for a quilt, find a print that you like and then pull the colors from that print and go backwards. Now I wanted my print, and then I wanted to bring out some of this cranberry color and then some of the teal. And then you need a light to go with it, so I chose this white on white that I think will really set it off nicely. So now that I have made my decision on my fabrics, I'm ready to start cutting and putting this quilt together. The blocks we're going to work with today are alternating blocks. It is the same construction technique, but we put the colors in different places. Now we need 6 of this block and 6 of this block. So if we will take the first block, we need 6 of them. We know this center square is going to be cut a 6.5 inch strip to get these squares out of it because it's a finished 6 inch. We're going to use our scant 1/4 inch seam, so we have to add a 1/2 inch to what the strip is that we cut to wind up with the 6 inches. So we need 6 of these blocks, so we need 6 of the teal squares. We're going to need strips of your light and your floral. We're going to need a 6.5 inch long piece of this, 4 of them for each block. That makes 24 for the block here. We're going to need 24 of the red half squares and 24 of the white half squares for this block. Now we can take the other block and do the same thing. We need 6 of the center square. We need 24 of the strip squares. And we need 24 of the teal half squares and 24 of the white half squares. So you have some of the same things in both blocks. But if you will keep them separate, work on this block, then the other block, it will be much easier. Also remember, as you're constructing your blocks, we have the teal and we have the dark red color, the wine color. Make sure when you're constructing your blocks, if the center is the wine color, the corner pieces are the opposite color. This is on both blocks. So whatever your center color is, make sure the opposite color is in the 4 corners and we'll be good to go. This is the ruler. It's an Omnigrid 96L. This ruler has all the math built into it. If you need a half square triangle block that matches up with some solid square blocks in that particular piece of the quilt, you can cut strips the size of the block you need And then instead of cutting a different size strip that's bigger to get your half square triangles and then trimming them down or whatever you need to do, you can use this triangle right here, this ruler, and it works on finished sizes. So if I have a finished 6-inch square, I'm going to use the 6-inch line, run it along the bottom of the strip that I have cut for my 6-inch finished blocks. And the little tip up here is going to stick up above the top. And that's supposed to happen. You don't worry about that. That's supposed to happen. That is the difference in the size if you had to cut a larger strip to get these. And so we want that little tip up here to stick up above. You're going to cut one this way, then you'll turn it over, cut one this way. Keep flipping it. And when I cut these, I have my two fabrics faced together, face to face, good side to good side. And when I cut them, I'm cutting them in twos. In the position I need to sew them, so I don't have to reposition anything. So as you get better with your cutting, you can layer and have these things already stacked for you, ready to sew them together.